Montgomery County Council is going to introduce some legislation limiting who can carry guns in public spaces.
And it comes amid an increase of gun violence in the area. Fox 5's Maureen UMEH joins us now with who would be affected by this proposed law. Maureen, good morning.
Good morning to both of you. So anyone who already has a wear and carry gun permit is really who we're talking about here. And Montgomery County has very strict rules about getting guns and carrying guns. It's a lengthy process. You have to go through continuous learning to get that license and to keep it. And so this is really tightening what's already on the books to make sure that anyone who does have this wear and carry permit cannot just take their gun into any public place or spaces, they're saying. That's what this aims to do right now. Marylanders with that state wear and carry permit are allowed to have firearms within 100 yards of or in a park, a church, school, public building, and other place of public assembly. The bill by County Council President Gail Albornoz would eliminate that provision from county law, with an exception for police officers or security guards, business owners, residents who live within 100 yards of a place of public assembly, and instructors for firearm safety and use. Now, county leaders believe that the bill would help curb some of the rising gun violence that we're seeing. There are reports that it has nearly doubled so far this year compared to the same time last year. Montgomery County State's Attorney John McCarthy says he does support this bill, especially in the wake of this rising gun violence.
Sometimes things can escalate out of hand very quickly. The presence of guns in these circumstances, in these kinds of assemblies, when something is not premeditated, not by design, but somebody just loses a temper and has access to a handgun in the kinds of situations and the settings that the president's bill addresses, I think we can reduce random violence as well.
Now, there are some questions about this bill in terms of its legality, enforcement, whether it would lead to profiling. So those are some of the things that the public can weigh in on when the bill is introduced this afternoon. A final vote is not expected until July 26th. So again, there is some room to talk about this. But the bottom line here, Montgomery County just putting some more teeth into the gun laws they currently have on the book, wanting to make sure that folks who do have this wear and carry permit just can't take it into places of public assembly, making sure that the public in some way feels safer about the gun laws here in Montgomery County. That's the very latest. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, let's check and see what you think about this with our Fox 5 Live Insta poll. And remember, these numbers will move as you vote. Earlier this morning, we were at 81% no. Now we're at 77% no. And the question is, should guns be banned in public places? 3 out of 4 of you saying no, they should not. Again, you can vote on our website throughout the morning at fox5dc.com, or you can download and vote on the free Fox 5 app.